Hello and good evening, Worlds Collide family. Here is the long-awaited year-end review of 2025. I am Dweia 2077. I am joined here with Pero Nariz. Pero, how are you doing?
I'm just chilling here by the river. How about you?
I mean, that looks like a very comfy river to float down.
It is the best river. All right.
Yeah, well,
what do we have in store for tonight?
Oh man, we've got so much in store. Okay, so we're going to talk about Moogle Cup 5. We're going to talk about the new Magitech research facility that has come up. A little bit later for Act 2, we're going to talk about our fundraisers and marathons that we've done. Followed by Act 3, we're going to do the community events that we took part of in this year. Sorry, that is still part of Act 2. Act 3, we're going to be talking about the AP scene, which I'm actually really interested to hear about. So we've got a lot of stuff coming your way. Hopefully you all are ready for one heck of a show.
That's awesome. Let's get it going.
Okay, so let's talk about the thing that's nearest and dearest to my heart, obviously. I am wearing the Moogle hat. So let's talk about this Moogle Cup 5 coming up. We have got some exciting news. We've had some flag changes compared to Moogle Cup 3 and 4 and all the previous Moogle Cups. Were things like no more undead flags, no more killing Hydon with the Phoenix down or Revivify. How do you feel about that, Pero?
Well, was it darn about time?
Well,
well, it's gonna be a little bit spicier, but nothing that our moves can handle for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's talk about the pairings for Moogle Cup 5. Let me get it pulled up real quick. All right, so we've got Tony Ortiz with their mentor Taylor Swifting, DM Stewart with our very own Saberwolf, Tall Grant with John Burkhead, and I am Damar with Christopher Workin for Group A. Group B, we've got eNinja81 with Drinks Glue, Oxy Panda with yours truly, Dipwood with Turdsman, Virtua Cat with Taco Mage. Pero, take Group C.
Right, we had Chicken with the one and only Physics Shebang, then Cheese Lord with Fitz, who's here in the room with us, Amethyst Pixie with Dragon Lady K, DLK, and Noob 387 with Golden Shocker, the champ, the one and only champ.
Yeah, we're going to mention him a couple
Group
times.
D, yeah. Group D is Sawyer, or Soy HR, with Zegil and the one guy that doesn't want to be mentioned. Retro RPG with Nobody War, Squishy Panda with Obi, and Kefka Wiggle with Puscooty.
Oh man, I am so looking forward to Moogle Cup 5. Unfortunately, our CEO, the one who doesn't want to be mentioned, Drinks Glue, will be handing over to the reins to somebody else who we don't need to necessarily mention. You all know who that is. But yeah, it's going to be really exciting. Looking forward to it. And I've seen some of those Moogles times already, and it's probably going to be one of the biggest competitions that we've had so far. And a little later, we'll talk about the previous Moogle Cups that we've done throughout the year. But let's move on to this Magitech research facility brought to us by Drinks Glue, where the actual players in the community get to make their own races. I mean, that's really all that I can say about that. They get to go in, they get to create their own community events, player ran, and really get to let some of the things about this randomizer shine. Some of the things that have come out of that is Retrophile's Light of Judgment. Pero, do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Ooh, retro. Okay, so Light of Judgment is this crazy crazy ladder with objectives. It's just absolutely nuts. Iron Maw, permadeath, and a lot of objectives on the table. So if you are in for, I would say, crazy, well, I say merciless experience, but if you're not used to permadeath, it could be scary. But if you're looking for a like big difference, a big different experience rather than your typical UL or Moogle Cup, then you should check out Light of Judgment for sure.
Absolutely. We've also got our Moogles coming in with their Moogle Mob. We don't necessarily have an infographic for this, but man, we've got Professor Wiggle, we've got Chicken, we've got Mentors in there with Physics Shebang, and one free Fitz. Really going to town with some async races that they've put together. Another thing that's come out of that is the Thamasa Time Trials, which I believe, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, was put together by Jazer, one of our wonderful, wonderful members of the community. The Thamasa Time Trials is a Realm and Strago start, giving you a little bit faster seed with rods available to you right away. Really going to show off that magic power. But this is another thing that's come out of the Magitech Research Facility that has been amazing.
It's just beautiful to see all of these crazy projects. Like the community is really putting things together here and just going one step on above and coming up with these crazy things. Even like Dungeon Crawler has a spot here, right? Dweia?
Yeah, there's been some Dungeon Crawler. There's been let's see here, Chaos tournaments. We've got Living Seed, which we're going to talk about here in just a minute too. But man, yeah, there's been so many things that have come up, and I'm not even sure if I am seeing all of it based on our Discord. There could be some in there that are I haven't joined yet, so I'm not even aware of. But anybody, yes, Yellow Chocobo. This is a new thing that Drinks Glue, again, not wanting to be mentioned, is putting together to kind of bridge the gap between Moogle Cup flag sets and UL flag sets. So lots of things coming out of this Magitech research facility. But let's talk about some of the things that have happened in I guess what you could call the old guard of events. We've got the Living Seed. Taco Mage, one of our wonderful runners too. Big proponent and of the Living Seed, where they get to change flags from what I believe each week. Again, they can correct me if I'm wrong. We've got the weekly draft.
Is it like 11 seasons that the Living Seed's been running? Or 12?
Yeah,
I already lost count. It's been running for so long.
Yeah, it's actually our longest running community event. So way to go there. I have tried it. It kicked my butt, but it was really fun.
Right. It's even older than Boo. That's something.
I mean, does that mean that the Living Seed is also a cranky old man?
We could say so, yeah, absolutely.
All right. Living Seed season 15 starts the same day as Moogle Cup. Man. Whew.
Dang, that's crazy. Grass Tackle for keeping that thing alive, up and running.
No kidding. All right. We also have the Chupon Championship, which is our teams race where they combine their times. Pero, you can definitely speak to this one a little bit.
Oh yeah, I remember the first ones of the Chupon Championship. Again, like it was the first iterations were hosted by that admin who shall not be named, and him and I took the first crown back in the day. And it's UL based, but it's just like all kinds of group shenanigans. So it's a tag team. The times are shared, so it's just a group effort, and it's just one of those things that it's super funny and engaging. And then every month we get to roll a new one, and there's gonna be a defending champion each season, which is spicy, I would say.
Absolutely. Now, the Chupon Championship is actually ran by Sizzle and myself, mainly Sizzle, because he is much more organized than I will ever be. But for the month of December, we actually had our Champions of Champion race, And our finals are coming up for that, featuring Mike and Narves versus Papa Shango and One Free Fitz. So be on the lookout for that because that's going to be one heck of a race. Another thing that we can talk about that happened this year is our multi-category tournament. The multi-category tournament featured several different flag sets that our runners could choose or veto. And those flag sets were Draft, Chaos, Jones Special, Ultros League 7, and Super Ball Relay. And thanks to a
Right.
very helpful little bird and Pero for doing some research, Narves took the trophy home for that one. So way to go, Narves.
Yep. Nar versus Judge Joe was the finale, I think.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So much, quite a race there. One of the other things that we had happen this year was there was a best girl competition. We got to determine who was the best girl between Tara or Celeste. And that was done through Gamers for Hope with a Zap event. And I can proudly say that Tara was officially best girl, raced by me against Sabre.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I mean, just proving something we already knew. Sigil, next time, if you want to, you can throw in Realm for sure. So that's kind of a look at the things that have happened throughout this year. Pero, do you want to add anything to all that?
Well, we had the Word of the Magi. I think we haven't mentioned that yet, right?
You're right.
So it's here have the into Magi, which is a monthly tournament using kind of like modified versions of the Warring Triads. And there is some Project M flags. It's quite spicy with the boss location. You know, there's some crazy things going on there. But this is also an ongoing thing in the Magic the Research Facility as well. So just yet another event that it's now the level of competition there is like we have both casual events and serious business events. But the offer now for flags is just crazy with the new Magic the Research Facility. Again, big idea by that one admin that we will not mention, Dog Lover. But he came up with all of this, and it's just like it was excellent work, and the community just jumped in and created all those crazy flag sets, which are just one better than the other. So this is awesome.
Yeah, I cannot wait to see what 2026 is going to bring us through the Magitech Research Facility. And instead of continuing to say the unmentionable, we could just say that it's brought to you by the Save the Umaro Foundation.
Right. We strive to keep the Yetis out of the command center of the airship.
Absolutely. So, just real quick, before we kind of go into an intermission of sorts, I'm going to go ahead and give a few statistics for the Worlds Collide Twitch and the different things like that. All thanks to you out there in chat and everybody in the Discord. We have had 211 new subs. Our total revenue has, let's hear, it's $497.49 on Twitch, and that all goes to charity. We average 1,100 viewers per month. We had 70,500 views over the year, and 41,000 Worlds Collide content was hours of Worlds Collide content was watched. Let's see here. our top 3 videos was from the Ultima Derby, our Moogle Cup 3 intro race, and speaking of War of the Magi, it was one of our top views for June, the finals for that month, Fiery Blizzard versus Physics. So, good job, guys. So, without further ado, Pero, if you want to add something else, if not, we can go into our intermission.
I heard there's a sizable amount of model wipes on this year on this year's highlight, so looking forward to that.
I can tell you that I did preview it, and it's fantastic. Let's just say that it's
I haven't watched it
fantastic.
yet, so
I'm not going to
it's a
give anything
surprise for
away.
me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You're going to
All
see.
right.
Yes.
Amor mio, caro bene, perché vai lontano Darás un amor que mai non dovea aver di tristezza nei
Well, hello. It's me, the Rando Man, one free Fitz, coming to you live from the Ultros Underground break room. Taking a break from my shady promoting. Oh, by the way, pew 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 pew. Shout out to Taylor Swifting. 50 gift subs. Thank you very much. What are we talking about in this segment of our show?
All right. So, Act 2, we're going to talk about our involvement in some charities and some marathons that have happened throughout the year, mainly the Final Fantasy 1 Rando Summer and Winter Marathon, along with our Gaming for Hope Gamers Against Suicide. And I believe you have some numbers for us and some names.
Yeah, so the summer marathon 2025, it was for this particular marathon, their first in-person event. It was a beautiful June in Charleston, West Virginia. I think on what was it, the like second day, they had like just like a food truck and music event outside of the venue. There was a lot of tasty food to have, and of course, games were played and money was raised. So that I believe at the time was the record in terms of funds raised. We raised $10,467.79 for that 3-day marathon. I did write down some names and some games. I also got to meet some people in person. I did attend, so I got to meet the drinks glue. I know what they look like, so you know if they owe you money and you're trying to anyway. Um, Fiery Blizzard got to meet Possum Morpheus. I'm probably gonna forget met some new people as well from some of our like sibling randomizer communities, and it was really just 3 days of randos. Let me pull out my list here. So we had Fiery Blizzard running career day. I got to do comms for that one. We had a Moogle Cup double header. I have um, from the schedule Drinks Glue, Dragon Lady K, Karen's, Actual JP, Sawyer, Dare. It's hard to read with sunglasses on. And then Scud Bus, Sigil Tersman, and Drinks Glue. We're also doing some comms, it looks like. We performed the opera and had the Yeti in the starting party. The Yeti is perfectly fine. Captain of the airship. It's his ship. We just get to fly around on it. That's why he has to stay. It's not that he's the pilot. It's that the captain goes out with the ship. Anyway, we also had a chaos crawler race between Nobody War and Jexfarok. I wanted to meet them. They were very much practicing like a lot for that race. So next time I'll make sure to bust in their rooms. We had a overnight relay race of Earthbound PK Scramble, Jets of Time, Worlds Collide, Karen Possum, Taco Mage was in on that. And then we finished up with some Final Fantasy 1. I'm just looking at my list here because there's more. Oh yeah, we had a Worlds Collide Mystic Quest Rando AP co-op run with Hebenix and Possum. Some more Jets of Time running. There was a Worlds Collide race, Possum, Fiery Blizzard, Golden Shocker, and then a bonus run. Drinks Glue did a solo Umaru with the Doom's Rage flags, and non-Umaru characters were renamed Pilot, and that was because of Sigil. I went and looked at the donations too, and that one stood out to me. So a lot of participation there. We had, or at least I had a great time. I won't speak for everyone, but and I'm looking forward to try to go back and doing another one. And then just recently we had the winter marathon. This one was online. There were so many submissions that they expanded it to a full 4 days. There was a rematch of the Chaos Crawler race between Jex and Nobody War. We had a Need for Steve race between Darkness and Taco Mage. I caught a little bit of that. It was some chaos. Some early morning Jets time was had. Possum and Tybalt did a Mystic Quest Free Enterprise Worlds Collide relay race between the two of them. And then Dweia, you were involved in a bonus run doing a Moogle Cup mentor mentee race after the marathon.
Yes, I was with DM Stewart. It was a lot of fun, actually.
And then really kind of final thing there was that it was a 4-day marathon as opposed to the summer 3, but we were able to raise $10,567 for the South Carolina Firefighters Burn Children's Fund. So that was definitely a winter record by about $4K, and then just $100 over what we raised in the summer marathon. And that actually put the total donations that community has been doing the rando marathon since summer of 2012 and cumulatively, I almost got that, all together, the marathons have exceeded $50,000. So it's definitely a smaller community marathon compared to, we know the big ones, the game's done quick, your RPG limit breaks, but the smaller ones, they add up as well. Um, and sometimes as a participant, it feels like you have a little bit more impact because it's just not as big of, there's not as many racers, there's not as many events, and so you get a little bit more time with the people that are there. Dweia, did you want to talk about the Gamers for Hope Marathon?
Absolutely. So I was pretty involved with the Gamers for Hope, Gamers Against Suicide Marathon, and I believe also the Gamers Against Cancer, but that might have been last year. I don't remember. But anyway, Gamers for Hope, Gamers Against Suicide, great event. We raised $1,700 for the 3-day event. 50% of that total was raised during the 3-hour Worlds Collide window alone, which is incredible. You guys are an awesome community. The showcase featured 12 members of our community in the first ever live Super Bowl relay race between two teams of 4 runners each. The event as a whole brought in 18,000 unique viewers to help spread awareness of the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. I remember I was doing the comms for most of that. It was a very long commentating, but incredible. Was there with Sizzle, was there with uh, NG Dave, I believe, if I'm remembering right. Um, the runners did an incredible job. We had, I believe it was, I don't remember what the team names are. I'm doing terrible at this, but man, it was a blast. Had a lot of fun and raised money for a great, great cause. So let's move on to some community events from this past year. Just to give you a yeah. So we're gonna be going through UL8, the Ultima Derby, the Flashback Battle Royale, and the Moogle Cup 3 and 4. So Fitz, do you want to start with some UL8?
Yeah, it was Ultras League season 8. It was a good time had by all here. I'm gonna put my glasses up so I can actually read the graphics here.
You have no graphic. We had Golden
Okay.
Shocker as the winner.
Yeah, I was gonna go to the website otherwise, but the season happened, fun was had, a good time by all, and I don't know, we can probably move on to the next one. Everyone knows Ultras League.
Yeah,
The
yeah. So
least amount of time
let's move on
with
to that
ULA.
Ultima Derby.
Yes.
All right. So the Ultima Derby, we had 7 different games featured. 30 different players on stream, over 30 players volunteered during the restream, 24 hours of airing. We had lots of views and 37 mispronunciations of Chihuahua. Chihuahua? Maybe? That's interesting.
Chuya-wua?
Chihuahua?
Cha-ha-ha.
Chihaha. Anyway,
We'll get
moving on. So we raised money for St. Jude's and the OVC Pet Trust. For St. Jude's, we raised $1,803. Oh, no, that's across both marathons. Because we had a spring and a fall. See, I'm so prepared for this. So we had $999 for the OVC Pet Trust for the spring and $1,050 for the TXR during the fall, for a total of $3,852. So, way to go, team. Way to go, community. We are absolutely amazing when it comes to this generosity. And the Ultimate Derby will return during the summer of 2026. So, be prepared for lots of shenanigans to go down, lots of dog pets to be had.
Mhm. Yeah, it was a really fun time. I think I did some restreaming. I was trying to remember if I maybe raced too. A lot of people involved. And I think it was definitely like our as a community sort of dipping our toes into the water to like have our own sort of events. One thing I really like about this community, and it's kind of why I got into sort of speedrunning in the first place, was like wanting to participate in these charity gaming marathons. And so from like learning the game, one thing I really like as well is that like oftentimes like when I put out a call that's like, hey, like there's a marathon that's like, coming up, and submissions are open. Anyone want to submit? Like I almost always get 3 or 4 people. It's like, yeah, put me down. So it's like I never feel like I have to just like go out there on my own, as well as people helping put like the restream together so we can have like a little bit of a polished video for submission. And so, yeah, I'm just really appreciative of everyone in the community from participating, volunteering for like the restreams, the comms, the tracking, showing up to watch, and or donate. Um, I think all of that really matters, and so just want to give a big thanks to everyone, um, that are always willing to jump in and spend a little bit of time and have some fun for a good cause.
Yeah, man, it's been an incredible year for the fundraisers. So let's go to the flashback battle royale. Ooh, this was an event. Did you participate in this?
Yeah, I think, um, yes. I don't know how I can't remember how far I get in events. I kind of forget as soon as it's over. It's on the next one. Uh, where did I get knocked out? It doesn't matter. Anyway, the flags were a lot of it was nice to take like a journey through past events and just kind of see, what we used to run, how flags have been added, and how the randomizer has kind of grown and evolved over time.
Well, for sure. We had things like Muggle's first tournament. We had the Coliseum, Ultros League Season 1, way before my time. And Maduin, which I hear is one of the easiest seed flag sets out there. Somebody
Yeah.
told me that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and then Edgar's Chainsaw, Battlegrounds, Zozo, Kefka Grand Prix, Finals, Warring Triads, Doom's Rage, and the Battle Royale 2022. Our winner for that was Drake's Glue, brought to you by the Umaro Foundation. Save the Umaro Foundation. With the Memory Lane winner, J. Brun TR. And the finalists being Drinks Glue, I Am Gar. Gar, we miss you, Gar. TheShwantz and Golden Shocker. Those are some huge names out there.
Indeed. I've heard
So,
Gar is working on evolution to double cheeseburger status.
ooh,
And that takes some time away to really focus on.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. We definitely want him to grow and evolve. Maybe add some bacon on there. Everybody loves bacon. So, let's talk about Moogle Cup 3 and Moogle Cup 4.
Dang, we had 2 of those this year?
We had 2 of those this year, and the Moogles just keep getting better. Like they're scary now. Really scary. Between the two, we had 34 Moogle players, over 50 mentor volunteers. Uh 100% of all Moogle Cup money was successfully embezzled? I'm going to talk to the CEO about that one.
Where's that
And
GP going?
I know, right? Definitely not in my pocket. What about yours? Did you get paid for mentoring?
I was paid in company script, and I don't even know where the company store is, so I'm still trying to find that in order to see what I earned.
I'm pretty sure I was paid in Save the Umaro Foundation leaflets.
Oh, I don't think those are legal tender, unfortunately.
No, no. Okay, so enough shenanigans there. The Moogle Cup winners for Moogle Cup 3 was actual JP, mentored by Sizzle. And the runner-up for that was Dragon Lady K, DLK, mentored by me. Moogle Cup 4 was Taylor Swifting, mentored by Drinks Glue. And the runner-up was Vinicus, mentored by Mike. So we also added the Moogle Cup Sonata in there, which was, if you got knocked out of Moogle Cup, then you could go keep playing in the Moogle Cup Sonata. For Moogle Cup 3, that was Game Detective, mentored by Gretham. And for Moogle Cup 4, it was Nuclear Field, mentored by Vincent RTA. So, man, Moogles are incredible. They really are. And one of my favorite things to do since joining this community has been being a Moogle mentor and working with the Moogle Cup, watching them grow, watching them learn. It is probably one of the most rewarding parts of being in this community. And we're always looking for people to join in the Moogle Cup to either learn the game or to mentor. It's been a blast. Probably one of the most fun parts for me.
Yeah, I would agree. You know, like we had the Moogles first tournament, which was kind of like the proto Moogle Cup. I was right on that line at the time of like, well, I could be a Moogle, but I could be a mentor, and I landed on the mentor side, and every time that I do it, I have a great time, like, and it's just like doing it. I have like a mentor voice in my head when I play now, like my own mentor voice. That's like, what are you doing? Like, why are you like, do we need to open chests? It's kind of like helped me develop a little bit of that like inner racing monologue because I have to do it out loud when I'm mentoring. A lot of times the Moogles come in with kind of like new perspectives, different ways of trying stuff that I will pick up too and just be like, oh, maybe that'll work. Like, it's like, ooh, I like this sort of thing. And then I think additionally, it just helps grow the community. Like if you saw on that slide, like a lot of the mentors were past Moogle Cup participants, like Taylor Swifting, former, champ, now a mentor in the next season. And so like I think a lot of our community growth does come from having that new player program where it's really like you never feel by yourself. You always have like a guide, someone in your corner, not telling you what to do, but encouraging you, giving you information, so it feels comfortable. It's a great experience, and it takes less time to learn it too when you have that mentored. Um, and so, yeah, it's definitely another pillar of the community. And I've even started to hear from like other rando communities where it's like, oh, we're gonna start like a mentored new player sort of event. So I think the concept is just kind of catching on. I stole it like straight up. I was inspired by it for the Jets of Time. We have the Gato Cup now. It's the exact same format because it works. So um, love it. Love to see it keep going, and um, especially like it's in much more trustworthy hands now. I think with the shady, shall not be named producer, not producer, executive producer, the CEO, Drinks Glue. He can't be trusted. I'll say his name as long as I guess I'm disparaging him. It's fine. It's just I can't say good things about him.
Yes. I will be taking over the Moogle Cup after Moogle Cup 5. And God help me, the Moogles are going to overrun.
Indeed.
But on that note, let's toss it to another break for a little bit of an intermission so that we can change some cameras, give Sabre that's running and pushing everything in the background a moment to breathe. And we will be right back after this break with Act 3.
Mhm.
Alrighty. Now we're back with Act 3, and this gentleman right here I have right next to me. You know, every time you go into Discord and type exclamation preset and a seed pops out, well, Jones right here is responsible for many of the bots. Is the bot master himself, and he's here to talk about a little bit of a category that might be buried a little bit lower in the Discord, which is this archipelago thing, right?
Yeah, thanks, Perry. Glad to be here. I spend a lot of time in the back alleys of the Discord now, so I don't do races or restreams or anything. So, but I try to keep the trains running in the background. Uh, so I'm going to talk about Archipelago, and just so you all know, I'm a huge nerd about Archipelago. So I'm going to try to not nerd out too hard about it. But if you've never heard of it before, it basically just levels up the idea of a randomizer. So Archipelago is a system that shuffles any number of different games together into one giant randomizer experience. So I guess to give you a simple example, let's take Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide and The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. You can put those two things together, create one multi-world, and then what will happen is, let's say that you're playing Worlds Collide, you're going through the best river, the Leet River, you nab yourself an octopus, you finish the check, and at the end of that, out pops a boomerang for the Legend of Zelda player. At the same time, the Legend of Zelda player goes and whatever they do, they bonk the rock, go down and get a treasure chest, and out pops your Umaro, because that's what everybody wanted in the first place, right? And that's sort of the way it goes. So it randomizes multiple games together, and you work together to try to find each other's items. So that's the basic gist of Archipelago. And it sort of weaseled its way into the Worlds Collide community when we first started creating the mod for it. And I say we, it was really Rosalie from the free enterprise community that started the work. And now members of this community sort of maintain it and help work on it. But we started testing it out because we wanted to make sure that it worked. And then it sort of just made a home. And so there's kind of like I said, in the back alleys, there's a little place in the back where we sit and we put these things together and we play them all the time. So I guess a little bit more about it. If you think what games are included, what can I play in Archipelago? It's hundreds and hundreds of games, with more being introduced all the time. It's great because the system's open source, so anybody can, if you've got the knowledge and you know what you're doing, you can create a mod for any game and kind of throw it in there. So it's really nice. So that's the basic gist. If you want to know more about Archipelago as a system, you can visit their website, which is archipelago.gg. You can come to our Discord, and there's a few different Archipelago channels. So AP General Chat's probably the easiest one to get started on. Come in and ask any questions you want. We would love to have you be a part of the experience. So, Pero, you said that you've played, what, three times maybe? Is that right?
Maybe 3 completed runs. Yes, I was running, I think, Pokemon Red and Worlds Collide. That when you just got started. But I think even back in the day, we already had like ongoing weekly, monthly things going. So maybe you want to talk about the ongoing events that we have on the Archipelago section of the Discord.
Yeah. So the events have been happening pretty much since the mod got started. So we started off doing weekly asyncs. So basically, we would throw some stuff together and play for a week, and we usually got done in that week, and then we would start again the next week. And so that's been going on pretty much the whole time. We also do a monthly async, which is a little bit bigger. So I guess to give a little bit more context, so the weekly is a little bit smaller. There's a max of 3 games per player, and we try really hard to get it done in that week, so it doesn't go over. So there's I guess a little bit of a higher expectation for activity and that kind of stuff, but we don't usually have any problems in getting them done. And then the monthly is a little bit bigger. You can have 6 games per player, and it goes for the whole month. And I don't think that we've ever really gone over a whole month, maybe on holiday stuff like today, or this month. Both of those are hosted by Eridos, and I play backup if it's not available for whatever reason, and they're great fun. We allow any of the games can be in different levels of development and stuff, and we allow all kinds of, if it's a beta, even if it's an alpha, it's not been tested before, we like to let those in so people can play them and pretty much do whatever you like. So those have been running for quite some time. And then last year in June, we introduced this other crazy thing that I never thought was actually going to get off the ground, and it did. But we called it the Summer Big Boy. And the Big Boy was a 1,000 slot drop-in multi-world. So basically what that means is we sort of got some feedback from the community on what games that people would want to play. And then we gave them different weightings, and then we rolled 1,000 games. And there were 104 unique games. And then we just put it up, and anybody could join at any time. If there was a seed that nobody was playing, you could claim it and start playing. And it was great fun. I mean, I don't know that everybody thought it was great fun, but I thought it was great fun. We had 40-ish unique participants in that, and it took us about 5 months to finish it. And so it was a nutty event, but great fun. Yeah, and so we're planning. We just started planning for the next one, so we're gonna do the Winter Big Boy, and then based on some feedback from the community, so 1,000 slots was probably a little too much, so we're gonna lessen that down. We've making some tweaks to game distribution. We had maybe too many of certain games that people didn't actually want to play, and not enough of the ones that people did, and so we're tweaking that, and then also kind of modifying some settings because some of the games had settings that honestly weren't super fun. So that's all sort of in the works right now, kind of in the back alley too. So it's not too late to get started. So if any of this stuff interests you and you want to learn more or be a part of it, please stop by the channels. My guess is we will be launching the next Big Boy in February, just because of the amount of time it takes to get things ready, get all the settings put together, roll the actual world and all that stuff. So that's my guess. Could be wrong, but it's probably going to be around there. But we would love to have anybody who wants to participate. Please do. We're very low key. We don't demand a lot. And so if it's something that interests you at all, don't be afraid to jump in, even if it's your first time, because we'll be nice. We'll be nice about it. So let's see if I've got anything else specifically while I'm looking through my notes here. Oh, I do. I want to talk about Seedbot and using Archipelago stuff. But while I've been talking a lot, so Para, is there anything that you want to jump in here with before I keep rambling on?
No, you actually got me excited enough that I might unmute the Archipelago channels from the Discord and maybe get into the event. That sounds like absolute madness. Like I didn't even know what Big Boy was, so that's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
It was madness. It was a lot of fun. So
awesome.
All right, so yeah, so I guess to even make it more approachable, so Worlds Collide specifically is a little bit of a chimera when it comes to Archipelago. It's the only game that I've seen so far that can use Archipelago style of settings or its own style of settings. So everybody in the Worlds Collide community is used to building flag sets and doing all that. It doesn't work that way normally with Archipelago, but we were able to make it work that way. And I did some tweaking to Seedbot to try to help make that easy for others. So if you want to try seed out and make it kind of easy, you can roll any seed with Seedbot and use special arguments to make an Archipelago settings file from that preset. So I'll go over a couple of those. So for instance, you had talked about, exclamation point preset Moogle Cup or whatever. You do that and use the argument ampersand AP for Archipelago. That just makes that into an Archipelago settings file. You can use APTS for treasure sanity, which basically means all the treasure chests are shuffled as well. And then you can also use what we call safe arguments. So most Worlds Collide flag sets use CED scaling, so characters, espers, and dragons. And that can be dangerous in Archipelago because if you join late or you take a break and someone sends you lots of characters or espers or dragons, then you could potentially be level 5 fighting level 40 enemies, and that's, nobody likes that. So generally in Archipelago, we switch the settings for scaling to check based. And so if you use the safe argument, so AP safe or APTS safe, it'll automatically switch those scaling options on any flags that you use it on. So you can do it that way. Also on the Seedbot website, any of the presets on there, there's a big button that just says make YAML. And so YAML, YAML is the format for Archipelago settings files. So you can just make a file from any preset on the website too. So yeah, I think that's basically about it. I don't know there's much else I could tell you about Archipelago, except for it's great fun. And once you get started, it's hard to stop. So yeah. Pero, anything else?
Jones, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Like if anyone wants to jump into the Worlds Collide AP scene, where can we find you?
Well, we're on Discord in the Archipelago category, and there's a bunch of channels. AP General Chat's the best way to get started.
There we go, guys. All right, Jones, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
That is it for the Year in Review 2025. So we cried, we laughed, we made it through the 2025 year. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone in the community. You are all amazing. Thank you here in the restream. Dweia, Fitz, Sabre Wall there behind the curtains, running everything, pulling the strings. Jones, thank you for all the AP madness. You guys are the best community. Everyone, it's just fantastic here. And this is going to be available on YouTube for you to rewatch, and including the highlight reel, which we are about to play in just a couple of seconds. So that's going to be for us. Have a great evening and a happy new year to everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
All right.